In our Healthy Family segment this morning, we're talking about Passages Hospice, and joining me to talk a little bit about this is Tague. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me, Laura.
Now, a lot of people, I think a lot of people have turned to hospice at some point, or know a friend, or know somebody who's used your organization at some point. Exactly what is Passages Hospice? What do they provide?
Well, hospice provides a lot of services. In fact, a lot of services that the community is really not aware of.
Right.
Passages has a whole list of allied services, but basically our focus is emotional and spiritual support for both the family and the patient, and of course physical or medical support for the patient, such as pain control.
Okay. Now, in terms of, I guess, and I know I've had some friends and family that have turned to hospice. I didn't realize all of the other things that you do in terms of working, with dementia and things like that. And that can be particularly difficult, but there's certain things that you step in and do.
Sure. There's actually, when someone is diagnosed with a terminal illness, there's a lot of ways that we can help, and we actually create more care plans to individualize the care for that particular person. But about 65% actually of our patients have some form of dementia. And so because of that, we actually have created what we call Passages Through Time, which is actually a dementia training program for our staff that are caring for those patients. And we actually have a tool here, one of the tools that we use to kind of interact, particularly with patients who are non-responsive.
Right.
We have this little bouncy ball here that that they can play with or touch. It's tactile and sensory more, something soft and cushy.
And what is bringing, using these objects, what does this kind of do for the patient?
It actually does a lot of things. It can be used in redirecting the patient. If there's a behavior that's associated with their form of dementia, whether it be aggressive or anxiety or anything along that line, sometimes these kinds of things can be used to redirect them or to calm them.
Okay.
These are more tactile in nature.
And then you've got this,
Yeah,
just kind of
that's
something
just kinda
soft and warm,
Yeah.
and might make them think back to a time or even something like that too.
Or if they've had a pet. Something soft.
Okay.
Those are more those are more tactile. These are more sensory. Music therapy is always of benefit. And we use spiritual music, which can be very important to a patient who is terminally ill. We also use some calming music. And then we also incorporate aromatherapy into some of our treatments as well. For example, these two.
Cinnamon and clove.
Cinnamon and clove. If you put them on a cotton ball and you just wave them under the nose, what do you think about?
Oh, the holidays.
Yeah, see, exactly. The holidays, Thanksgiving, family, those types of things. So aromatherapy can be very beneficial.
And it's a lot, it's kind of difficult to interact sometimes with somebody who does have dementia.
It is. There is memory deficit frequently with someone with dementia, and I mean memory deficit not only for events or family, things that have occurred in their past, but also memory deficit from the standpoint of they've forgotten how to eat, they've forgotten how to dress themselves, how to go to the bathroom, how to bathe themselves. So we incorporate our dementia training into that so that we actually weigh in more on their strengths instead of their weaknesses.
Well, you guys provide so much, and we thank you for all that you do, because great organization. Passages Hospice. There's some information for you right there, 929 South Alpine Road. You've got a variety of different locations, and passageshospice.com is a great place for information.
Absolutely.
And you've got a whole section there kind of designated to dementia.
To dementia, absolutely.
So you can get more information there if you would like. Well, thank you so much for coming on this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you.